it's your first day. Welcome.
We tried to write a handbook, but you all kept getting it wrong. So we've put our regulations into song. You've got it made. You've got it made. When you work at the Mages and Merlot Wizards and Spellbinding Arcade. You've got it made. You've got it made. When you work at the Mages and Merlot Wizards and Spellbinding Arcade. You've got it made. You've got it made. You've got it made. When you work at the Mages and Merlot Wizards and Spellbinding Arcade.
Welcome aboard! Watch your step!
You'll be here forever.
Woo! Where am I?
If madcap energy and big chaotic moves from both players and GM are your speed, check out the Dead Dragon Society podcast. The first episode of their 5th edition D&D game concludes with one of the wildest moves I've ever heard a GM pull, and that sets the direction for the whole campaign. So give the Dead Dragon Society a listen. And if you find yourself in an extra-dimensional wizard and spellbinding arcade that seems to defy the laws of time and causality, tell them that RPG Major sent you. Maybe they'll give you a discount. Stick around after the credits to hear a song suggested by listener Casually Awkward, Bone Flute Fervor, which references some of Aubrey's time in the Autumn Court. If you'd like to suggest a song, join our Discord. There's links in the show notes. We draw a song suggestion every week, or, well, almost every week, and there are some really fun conversations happening on there besides. We spent a lot of time in this episode investigating and didn't record many songs, so there's another bonus song after the credits as well. Something truly ridiculous that Phil created during our warm-ups. You won't want to miss it. For everyone here at RPG Major, this is our first podcast, so we're kind of learning as we go. In the time since recording this, we've done some experimenting with our format and found ways to remind ourselves to do more songs at the table, even when our heads are in the story. So look forward to fewer caveats like these in the future. And with that, let's get back to the mystery.
As they continue their search for the source of the spate of arson, our investigators gather back together after an eventful night at both bar and radio tower. So you're all ready, walking into the office.
Yeah, Aubrey shows up with still very wet hair, and so it's several inches longer than normal because it's a little bit wavy curly, and so it's just really like too long and sort of sad wet dog look.
Oh, hey Aubrey, I kind of dig what you're doing with your hair. It looks cute. Anyway, how was your night?
Great question. It was good.
Mine too. I had a great night.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fabio was kind of like my wingman. It was awesome.
Oh, what does that mean in this case?
We had a really wonderful heart-to-heart about the fragility of time in relation to the fabric of a romantic relationship, and I ended up asking Jay to be my girlfriend.
Mara is now secretly engaged.
Yeah. Sure.
Congratulations.
Yep. And she kind of like motions. I'll be like, not actually engaged, but you know. But you had a good evening too?
Also featured a wingman of a sort.
Wait, really? Mara interprets this as her efforts to get Aubrey back out there has finally paid off. Wait, tell me about him. Like, who were they?
So I found who's I think has been setting the fires, but he sort of became a glider and flew away.
Wait, I'm confused. Were you... There was no date. He just flew away, didn't he?
Well,
they're just using terms.
The term wingman originally comes from the bird guard. So anything... Right?
Wait,
you were using it a different way, but...
I was... Wait, you found who was starting the fires? Why did you lead with that?
You seemed excited.
Your kindness will one day be the dead. Okay. Go back. Okay, you didn't go home? You didn't go looking for Van?
Well, I did, but I've only been human again for about an hour.
Oh, okay. All right. This is... Would you be willing to run me through the events of last night, starting with when you said goodbye to us until now? Like the play-by-play.
I do so.
Okay. Wow. You were goo? You know what? I was going to ask you, how was that? But I feel like it probably was life-changing in some way.
Yeah, it sort of reminded me of old times.
You said he went to the north.
On a little bike.
Okay.
Do you know of any important things to the north? Can we check the map?
Foxglove map?
Well, he was talking about... He said he knows the forests. He knows of the forests. A lot of the parks are up that way. So my thought is maybe he went to the Arboretum or up to the ruins.
Well,
Unless he's a university guy. He seemed to know about science.
well,
Or magic.
something that Jay said to me last night is not making a lot of sense about if you know why someone's doing something, you know what they're doing, and if this is Laurel's brother, and he said it was never meant to kill them, weren't we convinced when we were first kind of opening ourselves up and feeling everything that there was like a bridge? He's just trying to get his brother back.
I think that might be it.
Okay.
What? He's summoning his... Wait, what? Okay, you think he's trying to summon his brother back with a bridge at other people's houses?
That I'm not super clear about, and I don't really know what to make of the vials, but we know that Laurel died in a way that left the rest of their 5 co-workers unharmed, relatively. And if we know these fires are happening not yet at Sarah's, and you caught Carrie trying to actively start the one at Sarah's, or was it clear?
I don't know for sure, but thinking back, it seems like I interrupted something and turned it into an escape, right?
Definitely.
So,
Okay.
I think so.
The house could be burned down now.
Has it rained since?
It was raining last night while
Yeah.
as you left the bar and as Aubrey was climbing.
He didn't
the
come
tower.
back.
Yeah.
You didn't hear any lightning strikes. You didn't hear any thunder.
Of anything, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did bring up Sarah to him, and he seemed confused, like he thought I was talking about someone else.
I'm just gonna say that was
you?
that was me. That was
Maybe.
Felix being confused.
Okay. Never mind.
Expecting you to talk about his brother and instead bringing up her, an unspecified her.
Well, so you didn't tell him who you were working for. You said independent but not alone. So he doesn't know the two of us, Fabio. And if we were to go talk to him in maybe a different setting or just trying to figure some more out about him, we haven't come into him in relation to this at all.
It's true.
So maybe I try and find out where he is, what he does, and attack it from a different angle. Maybe not attack is the wrong word. Just get some more information without your face being the one that he saw last night.
Probably smart.
But I also think we should probably talk to Tyrone and Kenji. Or if just staking out at Sarah's house, we just know something's gonna happen.
But it won't happen from there.
No, you're
I
right.
think it'll happen from up on the towers. Can I look? I imagine maybe we have a directory of the university. Is this guy a professor there? Or does he work there? Would he be in a staff directory?
If you have a staff directory of the university, he is listed as a math professor.
Fabio, have you ever been interested in taking math classes?
No, I never thought of it. I could go to a math class.
Maybe today's the day that we see if he's got an open lecture and we go observe it.
Sure. So you head to the university?
Yeah, heck yeah, I'm super down.
I worry about Aubrey being seen with you. Should I go do something else, or should we not split the party?
Oh. Well, if we have eyes on him in his lecture hall, his office won't have anyone in it. If you want to come with us but not interact with him at all. And that way we could take maybe the landscaping truck and we can all sit comfortably this time.
Yeah. I mean, you also reasonably could wear a ball cap and sunglasses.
Yeah! Aubrey disguise! Please, can I finally give you a makeover?
My hair is so wet. I think if I put it under a bald cap, that will be really
Right,
bad.
so you need a blowout and you need a balayage and then Mara just kind of goes on this whole
Okay.
list of
I'm
like,
gonna wear a hat.
okay, that works too. Cool.
When we, in book 7,
Yeah?
we had many different disguises, really in every book, now that I think about it. One example of a disguise was dressing like people from Arabia. Are there people who do that in this time, in this place? I have seen a couple. That would be a disguise that wouldn't stand out.
True.
Aubrey's put on a hat.
Aubrey loves her hat. I think we're... Oh, you know what? Here. Mara pulls out a fake mustache and gives it to Aubrey.
I sort of put it over my eyebrow so I have a unibrow.
Amazing.
Cool. I'll never know.
There is no way this plan will work.
Well, this is just in case you shouldn't come to lecture with us. This is just in case, in passing, we don't do our job by keeping him out of Aubrey's sight, or out of sight of Aubrey. Yeah? It's just safety measures.
What I'll say is I know that my interaction with him went south. He went north. But the interaction went south in part because I surprised him and frightened him quite a lot. If he is trying to find his brother, he's probably scared and hurting a lot. And so I will absolutely snoop around, but let's not treat him unkindly.
Oh God, no. That was never the intention.
Okay.
That's why I'm taking kind of a out of context approach.
Great.
To just gather what information we can from him in his element. Table talk. I truthfully don't know how much we're going to get out of just watching him do his job every day.
You can probably snag him afterwards, though.
Yeah, and then in that case, kind of in the moment decide what approach we want to take. But I don't think it would be one that's very direct. But definitely.
At this point, we're arriving at the university.
Yeah, so you've been sort of driving through the rain to the university. It's not really a challenge for you to figure out what room he's teaching in. He is teaching today, now-ish. Class is about to start. The two of you, Mara and Fabio, find your way to a fairly small classroom. It looks like it could seat 30 at a maximum.
Uh-oh, crap.
And as you open
Do you
the
remember
door
differential
to it,
equations, my friends?
as you open the door to it, there are 8 or so students sitting, and then a 45-year-old looking man lecturing with an overhead projector that he's drawing on with transparencies. He sort of looks over his shoulder at you all as you walk into the room.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We thought this was the community open lecture. So sorry to interrupt this class. Looks way too advanced for us. Why don't we just wait outside? I don't want to be in the math class. We can talk to him later, and we can feign interest in that class and wait till this one's done. Because I don't.
I'm genuinely curious. What do you think is the most advanced math class that Mara has ever taken?
AP Stats. That was my most advanced math class.
What about Fabio? What does math mean to a pirate king?
I feel like because he's a written character, they tend to be good at dumb stuff like this. So it's not implausible that he would be really good at math, but math wasn't that advanced at the time, so he would be good at really good at geometry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like spooky good at geometry for the time, but it's just trig and
Can you
geometry.
roll the luck dice that I rolled to see if I would get a good potion or a bad potion? To see if you're good at math or bad at math?
I'm down for it. I
Sure.
don't know.
Just three purple, 3 green?
Okay, I've got 2 gears and 1 X, which is a success. And then I've got 3 advantages, 3 triangles, and 3 targets, which is a neutral for the advantages and disadvantages.
So net 2 successes, sounds like? Or was that net 1 success?
1 success.
Great.
So, yeah. So
This is awesome.
Fabio is good at geometry, like weirdly good at geometry, which is important for charting things and performing sea travel. It absolutely makes sense. And you recognize some of those things in what's on the overhead.
Can he correct it?
But you also see that there are elements of it that don't fall within your understanding. Like, this is advanced mathematics. What's written up at the top of the transparency are the words moduli spaces. But then some of what's already written on the slide does look like familiar geometry to you. But then you look at it and you're like, but that wouldn't make sense on a flat map. That might make sense if the map was a cone, or that might make sense if the map was a cylinder, something like that. So it's geometry applied in a different space. Is like the best read that you're able to get on this.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take you out of the room. If you have a good question, we can just get in.
I think I should leave with you. That I'm going to stick with your story. I'm not going to wander into a class of 13.
Yeah. Okay.
If they don't seem like, if they're not saying come on in and sit down, then I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
That was not the vibe, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yep.
leave.
All right. So you would need to wait for the better part of an hour for him to wrap up with that lecture. While that's happening, Aubrey, is there anything that you're up to?
Well, I guess if he's teaching, I'll be snooping.
Yeah. What do you want to be snooping?
I'll see if he's got like office, and yeah, I'll just check it. I'll check his office.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing at me snooping in the office?
This seems like a person who would prepare their office for intrusion
With
to
traps.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then should we go to the staff lounge? Should that be a better, like talking to his his professor buddies? Nope. Okay, never mind.
So a few well-placed questions, and you are able to locate his office. It is a shared space with several other professors. He's one of 4 in the shared office. He has his own desk and his own shelves, but because there is someone else in the office, the door is unlocked. It's one of those doors with a big glass window in it.
Yeah.
And you see that there's somebody in there. Would Aubrey enter?
I feel like that sort of needs a distraction to get someone out of the room.
Can always do the old pull the fire alarm.
Oh. Or
Yeah, just trying to get all of Fabio's coworkers onto the scene.
Oh no.
I was not actually. I was thinking Fabio would throw a fit.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's Aubrey up to?
I think I would just go in and say, check what the professor's name is, and just go into the one who's there and say, like, hi, excuse me, I think one of the TAs said that they were looking for you down in the lecture hall.
Go ahead and give me deception. This is going to go against 1. This is very, very plausible.
Yep.
I think I'm operating off of what I've seen Mara do. Nope.
Nope. She swivels around to look at you. Sorry, I have a few TAs. What did they look like?
They were wearing a college sweater. It could have been any. I just heard it.
And they sent you to ask for Professor Keaton?
Yes, is there another Professor Keaton?
Yes, Professor Keaton works right there.
Oh,
And she points to one of the desks in the room.
I'm so sorry.
No trouble. If he comes back, I'll let him know.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you needed?
No, I guess I was gonna ask about Professor Mumford's office hours while I'm here, but they're not posted anywhere.
Oh, he usually holds them immediately following lecture. He should be here in, and she looks at her watch, 45 minutes or so.
Okay, great. Maybe I'll be back then. But I
mean, you're welcome
would have to skip
you're welcome to
section.
wait here as long as you're quiet. And she sort of looks back down at her desk.
Looking at the room, if I waited here, could I snoop without being seen? Like the way that the desks face each other? How cubicled off are they?
Yeah, each desk faces the wall, so while she's focused on her work, she would not see your every move. But there also is no wall between you and.
I'm not very stealthy, so I think that I observe this. What?
I'm so stressed. I love it. I'm having a great time.
I think that I head out with this information, see Mara and Fabio, and immediately go to Mara and say, I can't do this.
What? Are you okay?
Yeah, I just
Do you want
don't.
to switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just tag Mara out.
Yeah. All right. We'll go back. We'll go try the same tactic.
Sure.
But you know what? I'm gonna be. Oh, got it. Okay. I'll go up as well. And do we get her name? The professor's name that's sitting there?
On the door, it says Mumford, Keaton, Buster, and Howe.
Is there an indication of which she would be, Buster or Howe?
They each just have a first initial.
That's so awesome. Okay, I'm also gonna politely knock on the door and open it. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. I think my friend was just in here. Sorry for the interruption. We're both pretty nervous. We have a big project coming up in Professor Mumford's class and are meeting for office hours. She had to go do her breathing because this test matters a lot. The grade really matters for her for grad school. So I'm sorry if she bothered you while you were doing any work. If I could just sit here, she'll be on her way back. But yeah, you know how it goes. We just have this big midterm project and are gonna need to get some help on it.
Sure. You're working with Dr. Mumford?
Oh, I'm in his class. Not working.
Okay. Give me a deception roll.
Yeah.
Again,
I'm
it's
hoping
gonna,
we look young enough.
Oh, 25 is prime grad
Yeah, for
student
sure.
range. Yeah.
I just have one die for these and never went to college. And so this is like once saying the word TA didn't work, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. So this, again, is fairly plausible, but it's the second person asking for something, so maybe your hackles are raised just a little bit. So it's going to be 1 purple, 1 black for your deception.
While we wait, I think Fabio will say, Aubrey, I think it is best if you aren't here when the professor leaves the class.
Oh, absolutely.
I think maybe go to the car or some other hiding place.
Yeah, I'll head out to the car. I'll do like a little craft project.
Okay, because of my... Oh, is hypnotic only apply when I use a voice?
Yeah.
All right, it's a green and a yellow.
Still pretty good odds.
Okay.
So that's going to go a green and a yellow against 1 purple, 1 black.
It is? It's good odds.
I mean, we know how swingy these dice are, but statistically in your favor.
Hee. Oh,
Yeah,
what is that? A success?
and an advantage.
Great. Fantastic.
She just gestures to Dr. Mumford's zone, which has a chair that's clearly his and a chair that's
For a student.
for student.
Great. And I'm like, thank you. Maybe like rummage through my bag a little bit, like I'm looking for a textbook or a pencil, and then just pull out a pencil or a pen, and just and then sit down just to sell it, you know.
I have a pencil. I'm definitely a real student.
Working on stuff. Okay.
On his desk and the shelves next to his desk, on his desk, you see a clean, well-ordered workspace.
Okay.
There are piles that are sort of in and out, like things that are done, things that are not done, inbox, outbox sort of thing. There is an abacus that looks to be an antique. There is a mechanical adding machine that has been opened up and has its mechanical innards exposed. And otherwise, there seem to be books and papers there. Looking at the bookshelf, there are books on math. Up at the top, there are sort of words that you recognize as math.
Yeah.
And then it's, set theory, differential equations, multivariable calculus. It's like it gets more and more esoteric, and the titles get longer and longer as it goes lower and lower down the bookshelf.
What's the longest, craziest title at the bottom? Does that raise any red flags, or is it just math? If it's just math, that's fine. You don't need to come up with it.
I would say the one that you notice says Mumford on it. It is near the bottom. It says applications of moduli spaces in algebraic geometry.
Can I ask a question that might be too specific and that our characters might not have the information to know?
What's that?
Is moduli geometry... So when I think of the closest things that I've studied in math, I'm thinking about like finding volumes or their four-dimensional equivalents and using sort of like calculus to determine the space that things take up that might not exist in our three-dimensional world, and the way and rate at which things move through them, and calculations like flux. Does that have applications to the theory of like pulling stuff out of portals from other dimensions?
What a fascinating question.
Cool, okay.
I do not think that your characters would have any way at all of knowing whether or not that would apply.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also trying to figure out what would be a good goal here and what would be helpful to find or see, because I'm not going to succeed in deceiving him that I'm his student. Actually, if all his class sizes are that small, but if we're just in a lecture class, you never know. Does he have a class schedule on the wall that I could look at?
Sure.
And is there a big 100+ people lecture, or are they all small class sizes?
All of the classes that he has listed are 400. Like 400 is the
400
lowest
level? Yeah.
level.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's smaller groups. Okay, got it. So I won't trick him that I'm a student. Okay, then I think with like the 40-ish, or I have like 30 minutes left at this point, probably?
About half an hour.
Okay, and she's working on stuff, so I can't be super loud. I don't know what would really be helpful here now that I think about it.
Sure. I mean, if you don't have a goal, we can fast forward to interacting with Professor Mumford. Dr.
Yeah, and
Mumford.
even then I'm not even sure what we would want to do.
I mean, that could certainly be a group conversation. Like, what is the group thinking? What are
Yeah,
you trying
well,
to
I
accomplish here?
also had the idea of talking with somebody who knows him, like this professor that's sitting right here, and finding a way to bring up the case without bringing up the case, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Oh, I have an idea. I'm going to stand up and walk back over to this other professor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Professor, I'm so sorry to bother you again. I was just wondering, and let me know if this is a bit of a sensitive topic. Oh, hold on. Actually, hold on. Where I was going with this, I just want to, because I don't want to be mean.
Yeah.
And maybe we could end up making this happen depending on how filled with malice this man actually is. But I was going to say, like, oh, like, you know, the students, like, we know, like, wouldn't be a year, but it's been a few months since his brother's.
About 3 months.
3 months since his brother passed.
Oh, it's recent. I didn't realize this. I had it.
Yeah.
in my
And
head.
so I was like, if we were able to, like, do something for him, like, after this batch of midterms, like, we know it's been hard, and like signing a card or his favorite food or just doing something, offer to do something nice, but I don't want to do that and then not do it and have that be really, really mean and really, really icky and gross. And just he was like, we're going to do something nice as a way to deceive somebody.
Sure.
I was like, that's actually terrible, and I don't want to not do that. And because we don't know if this guy, obviously, objectively, he's hurting and grieving, so I don't want to take advantage of that. Okay, let's scratch that. Yeah, what are we thinking, boys?
I think we should try and just get that person out of there and look through his stuff and then get out of here.
Yeah, I think just getting this other professor to leave.
He's out of there. Okay. All right, let's get creative.
You could use me as a third trial to...
Or you could be a noise outside. You're a distracting person.
Yeah, I think we just get silly with it at this point.
Sure.
come in and ask for their help. I could put on the smooth charm of this person and then just try and be like, will you help me around? I'm
really lost.
Yeah.
And talk to her about geometry too. Just use the Fabio
If that's what she studies.
earnestness and ask for some personalized tutoring. Jesus.
What are you doing?
I want to give them a plausible excuse to talk to me in a way that would pass their own mental check, even if their real reasons were otherwise.
Oh, you know what Mara's gonna do? She's gonna slip out,
Yeah.
go to the university bookstore, buy Fabio a sweatshirt for this university.
Sure.
What is it? Ponderosa?
Pondu.
Yeah. And you can put that on and wear it, and then I'm gonna catch you up on our plan, right? This is our plan. And now you can go in and
You're the TA.
you've mentioned, like, it's in her brain that college. No, you don't have to be the TA, but like you know, it's selling it even farther if
Sure.
you've got a sweatshirt on.
I think what I actually want to do is go get a book of hers and walk in and ask her if I can ask her a bunch of questions about her book and
That's
skim it really
amazing.
fast. That's what I want to do.
If she has a published...
God, I only have 30 minutes though.
You have 30 minutes. So if you want to do that, you absolutely can. What it's going to take is an intellect check against, we're going to say 2, to find the book, skim the opening chapter, and like be able to form an intelligent question. So doing all that in 20 minutes is an intellect check against 2 with a black dice for the time pressure.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So it's going to be 2 purple and 1 black versus your either intellect straight up or, you know what? Geometry is important to pirates. If you have knowledge, if you have like piracy or something as a skill, I don't remember if we gave you something for that, but I figure you just rolled to see if you were good at math.
Just
You should-
established that you're good at math.
We don't have a math skill
You
on
can
here.
take like a green.
You can take an upgrade.
Or a blue.
Yeah. For a blue.
I don't know.
Okay. I have 2 intellect. I don't know if I see anything related to
Yeah, just throw in a blue.
piracy. Okay.
Throwing in a blue makes it easy.
Let's see. I have 1 gear and 1. It looks bad across the board. 2 X's, 2 targets against 1 triangle and 1 sun.
Great. So it's a failure with a threat. I think what that means. So you find the book. You identify based on the photo process of elimination. This is Dr. Buster, and it is dense. This was her doctoral thesis that she then filled out to make a complete book. And it is on some hyper-specific applications of differential equations as applied to the failure of steel cables in multi-cable systems. And
Got it.
Fabio has a mild headache after 15 minutes of
In that
reading
case, what I'd like, I'm going to come in. I might as well just do it.
Are you Dr. Buster?
And she swivels around. Busy day. Yes, I'm Dr. Buster. And she'll stand up and then look up and shake your hand. My, you're big.
Thank you. I am so sorry to interrupt, but I was hoping that maybe I could ask you some questions. I am a fireman and need to know about cable safety in certain instances under fire pressure, and you seem like the right person to ask.
Oh boy, this give me some kind of social role here, because
really good.
you're hitting some of the right notes. Fire almost doesn't. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe it makes sense. That's what the role is partly going to be for. It's like,
Okay, a social role.
a social role. So that would be either.
Oh, I might be able to help you.
I feel like that's either. It's going to be either charm or leadership in this situation.
I have good leadership, but I feel like he's trying to put on charm.
Sure.
So I'm going to, in the spirit of it, do charm more than leadership, I guess. Unless maybe I don't know what leadership really is in its spirit.
Leadership is, hey everyone, we're going to do this. Right, I'm sort of shifting your attention from this to that, and we are going to accomplish this together.
Okay, in that case, leadership would work just fine.
Yeah. So that is going against, leadership, discipline. Discipline is will. It's going to go against 2 purple.
2 purple.
Yeah.
3 for leadership with 2 yellow die and 1 green die.
Amazing.
Okay, I have 1 triumph against 2 of the, is it the X's?
X's are failures. Yep.
Yeah, and so then 1 disadvantage against 1 advantage. So
Okay, so this is
it fails with a triumph.
It fails with a triumph. Okay, if you want to talk about how cables change in high heat situations, I'm not the person to help you, but if you walk with me over to the physics department, Dr. Walls, he's the guy who you want to talk with.
Oh,
And she stands up and grabs your arm and strides with you out of the room.
And as immediately as they leave, I start going through the drawers.
Yeah, you know what? Give me a perception roll here, because there are some things you're definitely going to find and some things you might find.
Okay.
This is going to go against 2 purple and a black.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So black's just like a little nudge up of the difficulty.
This doesn't look good. Okay.
Can I have somehow lent some of the advantages that I had before? Or that was, I guess, with dealing with him personally.
We'll give it a go.
No. Just at a threat. So again, there are some things that you are definitely going to find, and that is his day planner. You find his sort of grades book. You find some partially written papers. The one that you find is titled "Conferring Similarity Between Spaces in Algebraic Geometry." Everything else there sort of seems like it's in its place, right? There are more books that have bookmarks in them that he seems to be reading. They all have very advanced math-looking titles. And I'm going to run out of good-sounding advanced math titles.
That's okay.
Very quickly here.
There's none of the vials anywhere?
There are no vials anywhere.
Okay, I'll look through the planner.
Yeah, is there a symbol that was on the planner last night that repeats in the future to signal when storms are anticipated?
Oh, y'all are smart. Let's take a gander through the planner.
Yeah, it's a great area to look into. This planner seems to be strictly academic in nature. There's nothing outside of the confines of 8 to 6 a.m. to p.m. in here, and everything seems to track. Sorry, you didn't find the hidden stuff in his desk because you failed the perception check.
So then what do I do then? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean you can just wait till he shows up if you want. Or you do something else.
I feel like we just need to keep trying things until we succeed on a roll, but I know that that's a little bit...
No, that's okay.
Based on the timing, you think he's going to be here in 5 or so minutes.
Okay, well, I'll make sure everything's put back so it wasn't obvious that I went through it at all.
Time passes, and it's not long after Fabio leaves with Dr. Buster that Carrie Mumford, math professor, walks into his office and finds Mara there waiting.
And I will stand up and offer my hand for a handshake. Professor Mumford, hello, my name is Mara Vertere. I'm sorry to drop in unannounced. This is your office, correct?
He'll shake. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, and you as well. Well, I'm here on behalf of my family and their work. If you didn't have any students coming in before midterms with an appointment, I was just wondering if I could borrow your ear for a moment.
Well, if any of them show up, I will give them priority, but since you are here and they aren't, you said you were here representing your family?
Yes, I work closely with my mother, Kat Vertere, who helps sponsor a lot of different projects across town in Foxglove, different arts projects, STEM projects. We were interested in a lot of the research and work you were doing, but if I could be honest with you, I'm also kind of here selfishly. I took a read through some of your research and your work, and I know that this might kind of be embarrassing, and it might be a question that you haven't heard before for a good reason. Just kind of like building it up to have a payoff of some sort. I don't know. You wouldn't be interested in like the application of concrete mathematics to sort of more vague studies? I'm so embarrassed. Okay, I'm really into like astrology, and I'm trying to work on becoming a medium.
You had seen him sort of nodding and getting more and more interested, and then as you mention astrology, he just deflates.
Oh, okay, that was a bad call. Sorry. Okay. But if that's not worth your time, then I scratch that, reverse it. Now I'm forgetting everything that I was going to do.
Applications of mathematics as they follow astrology, was it?
That,
Just do the pocket dimension stuff. It'll be great.
The what?
Pocket dimension.
What's pocket dimension?
Just say if you can actually do it. Can you actually put stuff in a pocket dimension?
Yeah,
What is a pocket dimension? I don't know what that is.
Oh, like another realm, like how Aubrey was in like a Fey realm that doesn't take up space in our world. And whether his science means that.
Okay, cool. Thank you, y'all. I'll take a breath and visibly kind of put on that I'm like, okay, here's what I'm really here to tell you. And I'm going to go and sit down in the chair. I'm like, no, I know that's stupid. And I know that there's no connection there. I'm sorry. What I'm really here to talk to you about is if your work has proved the existence of other dimensions.
I'll take a charm roll.
Okay, cool.
Or negotiation, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
But the medium stuff also does apply to that, because that would be like talking to folks in other dimensions in theory. So I think it's a good question, and I think he's being judgy.
No, that's fine.
Well,
If
I mean, when
weird.
astrology got mentioned, that was then the judgment came out.
Maybe we cut that out. Okay.
Never happened. Never happened.
No, it actually never happen.
So this is going to go against 2 purple.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, I don't even know what they mean anymore. Okay, great.
So that is a success with 3 advantages.
Great.
He looks at you in a sort of a new light. Mm-hmm. You're a mathematician, are you?
Honestly, Professor, no, not at all. But I've seen a lot of weird stuff in my life, and I'm kind of looking down different avenues of figuring all of it out.
Well, and he reaches into his desk, pulls out a notebook, and starts, like, sketching furiously. You see, there's absolutely nothing in mathematics that... No, let me start. Everything in mathematics works in 3 dimensions. Everything in mathematics works in 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 12 dimensions. There are provably dimensions that we cannot access normally. Now, how useful those dimensions are is sort of an open question, in the same way that, and he writes another equation and points to a variable t, time in this equation and every equation that I'm aware of can be negative. We seem to be stuck in one mode of perception where time flows forward for us from an area of low entropy to an area of higher entropy. And as far as I know, there's no way to go back, but the math says it should be possible.
Like, what the movies would call time travel?
Yes.
I know that's a gross simplification.
Yes, but it's unlikely that anyone living could go backwards in time, or even that information could be sent backwards in time.
Unlikely.
All I'm saying is that the math does not disprove it. You're asking about other dimensions. Mm-hmm. Do you mean that in sort of the many worlds sense, or perhaps just in the 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions, n dimensions sense?
kind of like if there were worlds that existed as a layer to this one that you could travel between almost.
He looks at you and said, "You're with the Verteres?"
Well, at this point, I'm going to be real with you. That was a bit of a front. This is a personal journey that I'm on. My mother does have a lot of business influence in town, and between you and me, I mean, sometimes you have to kind of get your foot in the door a certain way, don't you?
And your foot in this particular door, what door are you trying to open?
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you can talk, right?
I'm off in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To try and open. What would Mara want to...
It happened to someone you know.
Yeah. Truthfully, I had a friend experience something that I know myself I'm never going to understand. It's like, I know this sounds crazy, but it's like she was gone for more time somewhere else, and when she came back to where we are now, no time had passed.
Well, that absolutely is possible, mathematically speaking. But how to activate or create an opening into such a space.
Because the thing is, it's like she's come back 80%, and the more time that she spends here, I see her easing back into herself and finding joy in what surrounds her here again. But I know there's a part of her life, a whole life that she led that I'm never going to know. So if, kind of as a way to apologize for not being there for her then, if I could find a way to, I don't know, just build a bridge for her to walk back over when she so pleases.
I'll take another charm roll.
Cool. That was so cute. Okay.
Same roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Just advantages.
Oh, dang. Yeah. Okay.
Just advantages. He...
It was just so sweet.
It was sweet. It was true. That's why it was easy to say.
He looks at you and he says, "Well, this is all just theoretical," and sort of closes the notebook. If you're looking for a magic door, I'm afraid such things can't exist.
I want to say something pointed and just to get enough attention and maybe leave so that maybe he'll come after.
But they do exist.
Yeah. Are you sure? Because I feel like at this point, I'm just in a situation where I would do anything to get my friend back.
Sometimes you lose people, I'm afraid. And as much as you would like to get them back, they're gone. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't build a better life with the 80% of your friend who did return. But I'm afraid for us mortals, the doors to the past are closed.
I want to do something kind of risky.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry to have dropped in so unannounced and kind of on a whim, so I really appreciate your kindness and your time.
Not at all, my dear. Fascinating questions.
Thank you. Well, good to know that not everybody responds to them in a way that is that of recoiling and belittling. It got to a breaking point when last night she spent the entire night on a electric power line. I don't even know what she was doing.
And you...
Get up and walk out.
No, you see him, he looks like he was slapped.
Oh, did I say something to offend you? I'm sorry.
Who are you working for?
Who? I told you I work with my mother. What do you mean, who am I working for?
This is 2 intrusions into my research in 24 hours.
Professor, if I remember correctly, you allowed me to sit down. I didn't mean to bother you at all.
Who are you working for?
I'm sorry, who are you working for?
The advancement of human knowledge.
Yeah, me too, dude. And she walks out. And then I mutter under my breath, just to sell it even further. Like, what the hell was that? Just so I'm and I'm gonna run out once I'm out of earshot. I'd be like, guys! Yeah. Y'all, I hit a nerve, I fear.
Is this back at the car?
Yeah, and we should...
So you collected Fabio?
Oh, crap!
She could collect Fabio.
Yeah.
Yeah, you regroup at the car? That's fine.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. So he asked me the same question he asked you, Aubrey. Who are you working for?
He must think we're working for Poppy.
Bracco?
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, I should tell him. Should have told him that I wasn't working for Brocco.
I said the wrong thing to him last night, too. I thought he was trying to get revenge.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's really the case right now.
No, but I thought he was trying to bring back his brother, but he straight up told me that that's impossible. Or, we just lose people. So I'm unclear if that is just covering up, or if that still is his goal, or if he has a different goal.
Could I try to do a roll to see based on, I don't think he meant that.
No, he still, that still is what he's doing?
I don't know, but...
Well, then I think we need to find Sarah, maybe? Because she knew something was going to happen to her house and packed up and left. Mm-hmm. But I also don't want to leave any loose threads here.
We could go and try and find Sarah by talking to neighbors, asking where she might be. We could also go to the houses of Tyrone and Kenji, which we have not yet done.
Above the table, both of all the houses we visited, there was nothing to be learned except that we could see the radio towers from there.
And that there was the magical
And that there
bridge.
was like a magical bridge that did not exist, that was like getting fainter and fainter, but couldn't be accessed anymore. So I don't know, nothing has bucked the pattern yet, which...
We have not yet found the source of tobacco or
Oh, that's right.
sage.
And there was a salmon, a bear.
In the future.
And a salmon, a bear, and a crow in the future.
Oh, in the future, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, if that's helpful. If it's not, then I'll let go.
Part of me wants to find Carrie and just put more cards on the table. This is out of character.
You absolutely can. He's in office hours for a while.
I could also go in and do another wild thing.
Sure.
I could just be a firefighter asking about the fires. Makes perfect sense to me. I don't know how I would have gotten to him, but I could also just go and say everything.
That's what I was kind of thinking, is to be above the table. It's we're both from other dimensions and traveled here via weird magical bridge, and just to be we were studying this and we think it happened. We don't have any love for Brocco Industries, and I think if we reassure him that we're not working for them, that feels like it might be the key. But I feel like we have said everything to set him ill at ease, and it will be harder to salvage now, but also we haven't said a lot of the stuff that it makes it salvageable.
Help.
We've only said the wrong things.
That's true. That's a really good point. And I mean, I'd be happy to go try and talk to Sarah while this is happening. Or if we want to do that
We have
together.
no idea where she is.
Oh, right. Okay.
But we could ask neighbors.
Well, so Sarah just
Sarah,
packed a bag hastily
yeah.
and left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vacated.
She seems... we were explicitly told by the GM that there were no trails, so...
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll happily wait while you guys want to go try that. I think that's a great approach.
Lay cards on the table. Do a big weird thing.
It's so weird.
No, I think it's perfect because we've tried the deception and
We've tried lying to you all these times, and now we're coming clean.
Well, you're new.
You are
so
new?
we could always start with you.
I'm coming clean, but then later I do have friends who have been lying to you all this time. Oh my god.
Have they been lying?
No.
No, we haven't. I didn't lie. And
They've just
neither did
been
Aubrey.
confrontational. Not the same.
He's threatened by women who are direct. That's his problem. That's I'll use the shame tactic, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think if you want to go in there first, I think that's a great approach. I think we need to just be open with them. Because at this point, there's more to him than we thought. We just saw this vigilante in the rain, but now it's no. There's a lot here.
Yeah.
I'll do it just for the sake of let's go.
Wait, is that
I see no other lead.
Is that both of us or just you?
Just me, I think.
Okay.
I mean, it could be you and me, but maybe it'd be better if you came clean before I tried.
That's what I was thinking, because I think that'll...
Let's do that.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll let it breathe, but be in the vicinity just in case. It's
But you even said the friend. Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna take off my hat and my disguise, and I'm gonna grab Fabio, and I'm gonna say, I think that the more honorable you are, the better this is hopefully gonna go. So if you need to side with him against me to prove a point, please do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna head over to the office hours. And is the other professor back there?
The other professor's not back. It's just him in the
Thank
office.
goodness. I'm gonna just sort of knock, 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 and then immediately open the door and say, I know what this looks like. I'm really sorry. I'm here to explain.
He looks over his shoulder and it's you.
Yep. I'm sure that you have questions. I also have questions. This very tall man, I think, also has questions.
You're very large.
Isn't he?
Yes.
He, in this time, has stood up and he sort of looks nervous and flighty, but you're between him and the door.
Yeah. You left a thing behind. It turned me into ooze for several hours. So maybe we're even?
You.
It is
He
crazy.
sits down, like, hard on his chair.
I cannot believe she did that either. But, you see, I am a fireman, and I have been investigating fires. And while all the other firemen have told me that this is a maybe not so strange thing, I could not believe that there would be 4 fires in 2 weeks. So I have been investigating to prevent the harm of future humans. For you see, I am a fireman, and that is my mission. And I have been worried that there would be future fires that might harm people.
And when you asked who I was working for, I didn't think you would believe me if I said that.
So, you're not working for Poppy Bracco?
No, and I realized that I did not do enough to reassure you of that. But absolutely not.
Well, Mr. Fireman, your goal is to save lives, is it?
Yes.
If I told you that what I'm doing will save lives, would you support it?
Yes.
Burn down a tree to save a forest. Cut down a log to save a life. Set a system back to rights and bring the world back alive. Your focus is too small. I'm going to save them all. If you saw water rushing down a hill to a town down below, would it be better to put up a wall or to tell the people to go? You're thinking too small. I'm going to save them all. You're thinking too small. I'm going to save them all. This society is nothing but tinder, ready to light up with a match. Or what if there was someone bigger, someone who would catch us if we fall? I'll save them all. You're thinking too small. I'll save them all. Why do you have to think so small?
I do not understand. You're going to save all of humanity? All of life?
When you have a system as corrupt as ours, when the only thing that matters is the new product that can be sold for another billion at the expense of human life, well, that's a forest that needs to be burned. That's a forest that needs something new to emerge.
What is the forest in this case? Because as far as I know, Project Sequoia was cancelled. Perhaps too late. Is there something new, or is it the entire industry?
I read the glove box after my brother died. It painted a picture of a company that did everything right. I was given a lovely check, Weregild, for my brother's death. Is this how civilized people behave? And if so, then perhaps the rules of the whole civilization need to change.
You said you weren't trying to kill people, but how does burning their homes, how does it accomplish that?
He pulls a notebook out. How much maths education did you receive in school?
Pretty good at geometry and trigonometry. I know how to read a map really well.
I understand Fey geometry and basic algebra.
Very well. He begins to write equations in his notebook. You see, everything in the mathematics that I understand tells me that in the same way that I can point to a bridge and know that someone built that, my math suggests that every force in nature is created by an entity that is as high above the lightning as the man is above the bridge. And so, I believe with a few strategic fires, I can wake something up that will set things to right. And he finishes the equation that he's working on, opens up his desk, pulls out a battery and a wire, lays the wire between the two ports on this 9-volt battery, and a small spark happens, and lightning flashes outside.
So like you're controlling the lightning and you're going to wake up some creature. Entity. Someone who built a bridge that is the lightning?
I can see how you would see it that way. What I've done is mapped this space to that. I've constructed enough similarity between my office and Ms. Higginbotham's home that it should now be burning. And he smiles at you.
But like a why? So an entity will wake up and do something?
Precisely, yes. Anything would be better than a system that let Laurel die.
So like, who did you wake up?
Yeah, I think Aubrey's just like slowly putting her face in her hands as she realizes that this isn't like a sort of scientist's novel revenge of corporate espionage, but seems to be an attempt to just summon some sort of unknown entity to destroy as much of the city as possible in mass fire-ridden chaos, and is getting ready to hightail it out of here. But just sort of looks over at Fabio to see where he's at in this journey.
But like, who did you wake up? Like, for real? Do you know?
He raises one eyebrow.
Office hours are over, I think. And I grab Fabio and I head out to the truck where Mara is and start driving us to Sarah's.
Should we like take him with us or something?
If you want to grab his hand too, you can. But he definitely is not going to be happy about what we're about to do.
I think we should take him.
You can grab him. I'm grabbing your hand to
Okay, I'm
to
gonna
lead you
try
out.
to grab the scientist and take him with me.
Sure. You can sure try.
All right.
Go ahead and give me a brawl check. It's going to go against 2.
Just needed to be kind and truthful this whole time. Dang. That was awesome.
Okay, brawl. I have 3 against 2 purple die. I got 1 sun against 1 X, and then
It's an
1 advantage.
So net 1 advantage.
Correct.
All right. You grab at him. He ducks out of the way. Do you have an idea for what you want your advantage to be?
If you wanted to lend me a blue die, I might say something.
You got it.
Okay.
Sure. And you can see that he's sort of reaching towards his belt.
Yeah, I know. I hold out a hand. Dr. Mumford, on the radio tower you were talking about a controlled burn, and I'd assumed that you knew what those were. If you think it's actually under control, if you think this is actually what you're dreaming of, then maybe you'll have the courage to come with us to see what it is you've unleashed. What do you say?
Go ahead and give me a leadership roll.
Can I do coercion?
I'll absolutely take coercion, yeah.
Can I throw in my blue dice from earlier?
Yes. Coercion goes against discipline, as that is 1 purple, 1 red.
Please work. This is what always happens to me.
Did you include the 1 blue die that was coming forward from Fabio as well?
Let's see. Hey! Thank you, Fabio! Woo! Okay. Thank you, Fabio. That is a success and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 advantages.
Yeah.
It was almost 5 advantages and no success, which is really kind of what I've been rolling this whole time.
He narrows his eyes and says, "So be it." And he will grab his waxed cotton hooded jacket from the coat stand, along with a leather satchel, the same bag he had last night, and he will follow you out to your truck.
All right, he's getting in the trunk.
Oh, actually, there is one thing. It's in my notes and everything. As you are walking out in a hurry to make it to this burning house, Mara and Aubrey recognize in the hallway of Ponderosa University the woman who was wearing the jumpsuit dress, who the files were stolen from, and who won the auction for the Shroud of Turin at Freddy's party, walking through like she absolutely belongs there.
Did she see us?
That's a great question. Does she see you? Yeah. No. She sees you, she clocks your presence, tilts her head, looks away, and keeps walking.
And so the mathematician monologues, musing about the methods behind his madness. Can our investigators stop him? Find out next time on RPG Major.
Fabio is played by special guest Phil Guerin. Learn improv from Phil in the comfort of your own home by searching for Improv from Zero on Udemy, or find his book, The Very Practical Improv Survival Guide, on Kindle. Mara Vertere is played by Lauren Drake, who performs with musical improv team We Have Some Notes and in scripted theater around Seattle. Find her on socials at La La Drake. Aubrey Stump is played by Camilla Franklin. Camilla also creates all the art and visual design for the show. Find her on Instagram at Camillastrator. All music for this arc of RPG Major was created live in the room by our incredible accompanist, Noah Samuels. Find him on Instagram at Samuels_Noah. And I'm Helix. I perform with musical improv team We Have Some Notes and Jet City Improv. If you want to chat, you can find me and the rest of the cast in our Discord, and find the show on social media at RPG Major. And if you would do us a huge favor, tell somebody else about this show. It helps us a ton. All right, we'll see you next time.
Gather ye round and I'll tell you a tale of a story got loose. The tale of a flute that was crafted from bone, from the antler of one giant moose. And the flute, when it's played, gathers the creatures, sends them dancing to and fro, and music, it gathers the creatures in a line, dancing they'd go. Dancing they'd go. Dancing they'd go. Dancing they'd go, till the flute fell in hand of one far too proud, played the flute far too often, too loud, and the forest was drained of the creatures within, as they followed the piper whose music ran sin. And the woods, they were silent, the creatures felt ill, as they danced through the night of a dance meant to kill. And the piper lost breath as the lung pulled the air, but the piper paid no mind, didn't care, just went children, what take you from this? Should you play and do not run amiss? Be mild with the power that music can wield. If not, then death is the crop you will yield. It'll go just like so, and you'll know you'll Don't go.
Yeah, let's get a suggestion.
Rhinos.
Rhinos.
Sounds like rhino?
Yeah, something sounds like rhinos. Or the opposite.
Oh,
Or that was the word suggestion.
yeah, but please take that
Something
as
that
you would.
something hard charging.
Right. Ooh! Hey!
Most men haven't seen. Oh, I know when a tutu. Most men haven't seen. Oh, I know PA. Well, most men don't know, not from today. They told me I can't be whatever I wanna be. They told me I can't be gracefully. Well, they don't know what they see till they see me.
I'll do for you.
That was so awesome.